Yeah. Ah, thanks for walking me back, Bob. I really appreciate it, man. Oh, I told you. Don't worry about it. Besides, it was nothing. Really. I just did what I had to save the Foundation's resources. You just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Be careful on your way home, yeah? And say hi to the wife and kids for me. Will do. Take care of yourself. And see you next week. Oh, there's my little sunshine. How are you today? Why, why are you crying? You, you have a cut on your face. Did you, did the director? But we had an agreement. He knows that I can. Unless it was the other entities again. Was it? Or did someone actually do something so stupid as to hurt you, knowing full well of what happens next? It's okay, darling. You can tell me who did this and I'll make them disappear for you, alright? I promise. From combat training? Are you telling the truth? Then why? No, no, someone hurt you. You look like a mess. What? No, I've only been gone a few hours, right? I only took a few extra overtime assignments. How long was I gone? 4 days? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Come here. Oh, you must have been so scared. I can explain everything, but please forgive me. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh my god. Hey, hey, I would never. I love you. You're all that I have, and I would never abandon you. Ever. Hey, listen. Look at me. You are my everything. All that I have and all that I'll ever need. Do you understand? And trust me when I say that I would never do something so stupid without keeping you in mind. Like being gone for so long. I'm gonna have to talk to the director about this. And I am going to kill that researcher. Well, no, but it's bad now. But anyway, it won't happen again. I promise. So, how bad was it? Were you able to sleep without me or no? Barely. Ugh, shit. I am really, really sorry about that. It must have been scary hearing her scream out in pain all those nights. Yeah, who thought that establishing a psychic link between the three of us would backfire so much? Oh, don't worry about me. I'm used to it at this point. And I would argue that your tantrums are way more unbearable. Come here. I love you too. And I missed you as well. Yeah, aside from the weekly regular assignments I took, one of the researchers from Alpha Site offered some really good incentives in exchange for a few favors. Favors, meaning field experiments and a whole shit ton of equipment tests. The guy was from the Graveyard Rats division, too, so you know they were a whole lot of fun. Well, since they're the Adaptive Special Task Force unit, they had a whole lot of different toys to play with. They started me off easy with some specialized ammunition, then chemical weapons, bioweapons. Oh, no, not the bioweapons you're thinking of. What they had were weapons made of entities. Yeah, yeah, like that one anime. Although they didn't have any swords or melee weapons though. I mean, all they had was a hammer, but that's about it. They weren't very creative, I would say, since all they had were firearms and ammunition infused with the corpses of the abnormal. Very creepy looking for sure, but not so very effective. Well, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure incendiary rounds and hollow points are far more cheaper than whatever the hell they were going for. Oh, the chemical weapons. They were a ride. They used entity corpses as components, which really amped up the effects of their compounds. Which, thinking about it now, might have been the reason I've been gone. I guess you tend to lose your sense of time when you're constantly gassed out of your mind. Oh, they hit me with everything. From one that melts your skin, derails your train of thought, and there was this one that turned you into a tiny alpaca. That one was weird. The scariest one. Huh. There was this one that was pretty terrifying. It was made from the toxic sacs that dream takers use to hunt their victims. That one just makes you paranoid about everything, almost to the point of just wanting to end things, you know? I thank God I'm immortal though, because it definitely took a while for that shit to wear off. But I do gotta say, even if I'm glad that I'm still here and pulled through, and I'm here with you, it's definitely something I'll avoid like the plague. Oh, you don't want to know the details. But all you do have to know is that it puts you through your worst nightmares and shuts down your brain except for the parts that let you process information. It amps that part of you up to 11, and you just become overstimulated by everything. It's just the absolute worst. And after that, well, there was this last set of tests they wanted to try out. Well, those were the supernatural stuff, like curses, ancient summons, magic, psychic warfare. You know the stuff. Well, it's not too different from what you'd see in horror books. They brought out tons of different entities, like giant squids, goat people, women with long hair, that kind of supernatural. Eh, well, it wasn't anything I couldn't handle. Big Sis could definitely do way better than what they could ever dream of. And I'd say the last thing they hit me with was way worse. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't worry. After, I requested that they incinerate my body down to the cells to make sure that I wouldn't have any residue from what they used on me. That way I could regenerate a new body and you wouldn't get infected. Oh, right. This blood is from another thing. On my way back, there was an entity outbreak, and I just happened to be where the action was, you know? Sorry I couldn't clean up. I was just too excited to see you. Yeah, that was where Bob was. Good thing I caught up to him, too. When I found him, he was about to be taken by one of the skin eaters. Ugh. Honestly, I'm not too sure myself. But one thing's for sure, and it's that it only took one look for me to make that decision. Oh, you're not wrong. Most of the people here are human garbage, but I'm glad I saved him. He's actually a pretty decent guy when you get to know him. Well, he's kind hearted, considerate, compassionate, hardworking, and honest. Loves his family, just like you. And you'd be right. Those kinds of people aren't fit for this kind of work. But since it pays well, I suppose anything goes as long as it's for the people you love, no? He says he was just here on temporary assignment. Said he was escorting some new entity that the higher ups wanted to put here. No, it didn't look familiar. But from the looks of the containment cell, it seems to be around a class 5? Maybe 8, I don't know. Although I did have a look on the code name on the container. Yeah, no luck. It was labeled Able? Well, it doesn't matter if it is. Someone or something wants to hurt you. It's gonna have to go through me. Uh, Corny? Well, I think it was a pretty cool thing to say. No, I didn't take it from a movie. It was from a comic book. Shut up, you. Oh, the thing that the researcher gave in return for being a lab rat. Well, nothing really came to mind since we already got whatever we want anyway. I just asked for a couple game consoles with some customized hardware in them. Eh, I thought it would also be cool to ask for the files and the data extracts of all the personnel and entities they have in Alpha Site. Shh, don't get excited. They may not hear what we're saying, but they'll definitely know something's up when they check our vitals. Yeah, he said yes. I mean, I had to take a chance, no? And lucky for me, the guy was apparently a new hire. But since he's a part of the graveyard rats, he's definitely someone who either knows something or someone on the inside. But that's a big if. You understand? Don't act too rashly until we get the files. Okay? We still need to confirm whether or not they're keeping her at Alpha Site. If not, then we keep looking. But if Big Sis really is being held hostage there, we're gonna take it one step at a time, understand? We don't want a repeat of what got us here in the first place, alright? We may be strong, but the people here know how to deal with anomalies like us. Also, since we've done so much to get to this point, it would be a shame to lose it all right away, don't you think? Good food, actual soft beds, a TV? I'm just making sure you haven't lost sight of what we need to do. We just have to play along for a little bit longer, okay? Then our family will be whole once again. Good. But that's enough of the wishful thinking. Until we get those consoles, all we can really do is wait. So, I'm hungry. How about you? I think it's time to eat, no? I got the grave rat to order us some pizza and burritos tonight. So, all we need is a movie. Your pick or mine?